Mike, you've had time to reflect on Saturday's game. What were your overall learning points from that?
Well, yeah, it was, like I say, the disappointment of the result was obviously evident after the game. Lads were flat, as you can expect. We didn't control as much as we want, and I think that's the reality of where we are. It's going to be a work in progress, and we're going to. The boys respond unbelievably well in training every time we have a setback. They've been brilliant in that respect, but ultimately we haven't been good enough in the games in trying to control and dominate the metrics. But the disappointing thing from me was we talk about the scoreboard as being noise because we can't directly control that with penalties and opposition and transition and things like that, but we can control how we prepare and how we approach games. And I think you look at it, and on the face of it, you look at the data and the stats, which I know is frustrating after you lose to hear those words, but they were better than the Crewe and the Doncaster performances. So the reality is we had a lot of positivity, positive press after those games because we almost beat Crewe and we held Doncaster. But the reality is Chesterfield are a very good team and they're going to be up there pushing and then in the playoffs with some very good players, quality players. And when you look at the chances created and the possession, we actually came out marginally on top.
It's always easy looking back with hindsight, but now would you have done anything different going into the game?
I mean, that's for me to look at in terms of positional play. We looked at what we thought dynamics and ingredients we needed to beat them. Overall, I think in games like that where it's going to be heavily transitional based, because I don't think any team is going to allow the other team to control it fully, we need energy and we need there's not much power and explosiveness to be as intense as we possibly can, because it's in terms of the nature of playing against Chesterfield, I know the manager's not going to allow us to put our foot on the ball and roll it round, and vice versa. We want to be on the front foot, so I look at we get as much pace in the team as possible, as much energy as we possibly can, but ultimately with as much control as we possibly could. So there are certain things we look and reflect back on, and that's the things that we've been focused on today in training this week, predominantly going into what's going to be a tough Port Vale game.
Obviously we've struggled to score goals. Was it a case of going into the game wanting to maybe sacrifice a bit of the solidity at the back to try and be more of an attacking threat?
I think, yeah, ultimately we want to be resilient and incredibly tough to beat. The more men you keep behind the ball and the more conservative you are in your approach, the better chance you've got. But ultimately the way we want to get to is we want to be so fit and so strong. If teams step on, we go round and over. In transition, we were relentless in that respect. But then when we have the ball, we try and control it. But ultimately, we need wins in the situation we are. So, yeah, of course, there's certain personnel we possibly think we can play to, you know what you're going to get, 6, 7 out of 10, solid, won't lose the ball, but also possibly won't give you that excitement or that threat in the other side of the game. So, yeah, we put an offensive team out because we wanted to win the game. And again, it's disappointing because, the metric that we didn't win was the scoreboard, which is the biggest side of it. But the others actually didn't reflect too bad.
Port Vale on Saturday, they're obviously a good side. What do you expect from them?
Another game that's going to be high energy, and obviously the experience they've got, the recruitment that they did in the summer coming down, I think was really good. And they're a team that I think we can hurt in transition. Again, so we've got to obviously deal with the physical threat, Stockley up front, and the willing runners they've got in their eights. They play a similar formation and style where they want to build from the back, but they've got a good platform going forward and they've got willing runners. So I expect it to be open. For us, we want to quieten the crowd as much as we possibly can and take our chances when we get them. But we've got to be more diligent in our individual 1v1 defending. I think that's the main thing.
Darren Moore, a really experienced manager. Is he someone you've come across before?
Well, he's from Torquay in terms of the connection there, but not somebody who I'm close with. But he's somebody that's worked at the very highest level. yeah, he's obviously had his plaudits this season. He's got a lot of experience. He sets up a team that are very disciplined, and similar to Chesterfield, I think he won't accept anything that's less than 100% application. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. We know it's going to be a challenge, but our focus is on how we can improve from last week.
We've already sold close to 600 tickets. Fantastic support given the time of year and where we are in the table.
Yeah, no, it's again just credit to the football club and the fans that probably couldn't have endured a worse calendar 12 months, and the last couple of seasons has been tough, and I fully expect it. Understand the frustration and the disappointment, and all I can say is it's very much echoed in this side as well. We haven't been good enough, but what I can guarantee is we're working our absolute socks off, and those boys are giving everything they possibly can every single day to improve, and you will see a full-blooded performance regardless of the outcome. But no, it's fantastic to see the support.
On to injuries, Dylan had to come off on Saturday. Have we got an update on him?
Yes, not good news on Dylan or Val's as well. I've forgotten the post-match with yourself to mention. Val's has come off as well with a calf, so both are relatively significant, and they're going to be a period of time out. We're looking at 8 to 10 weeks, I think, for both.
Has Kadeem been back involved in training this week yet?
He has. He's been involved in terms of his availability for the weekend. We're yet to see. We're hopeful that he's available. I'm not too sure it'll be from the start, but again, we'll wait and see.
And has everyone else come through the week okay?
We have picked up a couple of knocks, but hopeful. Young Dom took a whack, and Big O's still a little bit fatigued in certain specific areas we've just got to be careful with, but we're hopeful that they come through.
Just the young lads had a tough Central League Cup game yesterday. A few fans asking sort of why first team lads weren't involved. Just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Because at the time when we came off the pitch, we knew we had 4 issues with the lads, and then that transpired to be 6 or 7 that didn't train yesterday. And today we've had a couple of the academy lads training with us to make the numbers up. Obviously 4G, not ideal. We're coming into an incredibly busy Christmas period. So again, brutal for the young lads, but another unbelievable lesson in that respect. I know that Morgan put a really strong team out for various reasons, but for us it was just about making sure that we get as much in-house work as we possibly can, contact time with the boys, but ultimately you'll see the changes in the squad at the weekend, why we had to be careful.
And just finally, we've got lots of games coming up, like you've just mentioned. We need everyone in the squad and the fans to all stick together.
We need every single soul, we certainly do. We're in a tough position. I've got zero doubt, speaking to the ownership yesterday, the football club is in really good hands. The desire that they've got to move this football club in the right direction, which is being backed up by their actions, and time will tell. But yeah, I've got every conviction, every faith that we will certainly get out of the position we're in. But it's going to take everyone, and it will take a coming together, and that's what we're here to do.